Hey, scrapbook friends, it's Nicole, and I'm super excited to bring you this kind of crazy, maybe I should call it the crazy train, but this kind of crazy layout from the Casey Jr. Circus train. Uh, did not intend to go in this direction when I started this um, layout video, but ended up having so much fun building this train. I ended up putting it on some 6x12 Peekaboo Pockets, so the base layout is super simple. I mean, I didn't do anything. I just put everything on the train and a little bit of journaling. So this is a longer video than usual. Of course, feel free to fast forward, as you need to. I'll try to cut out as much as I can, but I had a great time making it. I do want to apologize a little bit for my voice. I am fighting a bit of a cold. I thought I escaped the cold that my kids brought home at Christmas, but apparently it caught me. I don't know why they say that, I caught a cold when the cold caught me, but I pulled myself off my sick bed to film this video for you, and I'm sure glad I did because I had a lot of fun with it. So stay tuned for episode 28, the Casey Jr. Circus Train. All right, here we go with Casey Jr. I have some pictures that we took from the train, and this is like goes around the storybook canal boats, so it's that same kind of cute, all the little miniature stuff. That's a different train. Because all of this is us on the train. From the train, this is a different train. Here we are on the train, on the train, on the train. Where the train goes. Here's a little storybook boat, guys, we went over. So what I mostly care about are the pictures of us on the train and little Mickey and Casey Jr. So all those for sure go on here. And I have no idea really what kind of paper to use. The colors are kind of, it's like it's bright, but it's also kind of washed out, a little old-fashioned, I think. I don't know. So maybe that one. That's a lot of pictures of us on the train. And this is the same picture twice. It's a little bit better. Alex's eyes are kind of closed right there. So we'll just use that one. So it's 5, 6, 7 just to start with. It'd be cute to do a train. To make a little train. But I could only do... I wouldn't be able to fit. I mean, it's like, I could do 6 across, but I can't fit 6 across. I guess I could Princeton wavy, not the people. I could do this one and this one. And this one. And do a little train. I want it to go that way. We have a train tracks punch. I wonder if I have that one. I could put this right here, this right here. It's too bad because I do like this picture of Michelle and Princeton together, but I'd rather have the one that I am in. And then I could cut that guy down a little bit. I could cut this one down a little bit. Now this is going to take up extra space, so I'm not really going to have much room to put the things that we saw from the train. Maybe I'll just do that one. And then the little train kind of going off the edge. So, what does a train look like? Let's kind of, look, here's something from a different project I guess I was working on. So it kind of looks like there's kind of a cylinder on the front, and then a little train like that, and a coal car in the back. The window in it. Yeah, I'm afraid this one's going to be pretty specific. Not really the kind of thing other people can copy. if I kind of round the corners of these pictures and then put little train wheels on the bottom. And I think I need cardstock to make the train. It's kind of a dark, like a dark sea green, yellow, orange, and pink. All right, so I kind of pulled those out. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this part up here on the top. And I'm kind of thinking like train tracks, and then the train cars and the train engine here. Or maybe I want that across the top, and then the other pieces can be underneath. Do I do the train across the top? And then the other pictures underneath? You know, I kind of like to do this as a Peekaboo Pockets so that it flips up. And then we could have the other pictures behind. Then I could put a bunch of these other things in there. But that's going to have to go on top of a page protector. All right, let's build a train first. So, and truthfully, this is not like the kind of thing that a normal person would do. You could maybe go on Silhouette or something and see if you could find a train. But I know that my pictures are 4 by 6. So my train car needs to be, you know, it can't be any bigger than this. I mean, these are digital size, so they're gonna fit just if I could just kind of round the corners and put like a little train thing. And then this is gonna have to be small. This little train car itself is gonna have to be, here's the top piece, here's the little cabin with a, I mean, I kind of like that. I don't know. I don't know how to do it like so it doesn't look like it's like I need it to be from the side, but I kind of want to show it with a little dimension. Maybe I don't. Okay, so let's cut this guy out. And this is about 2 inches tall. So we'll cut a 2-inch little motor. We'll just kind of cut this little front piece off. This is a self-healing mat I have on my workspace, but it was kind of expensive, and it gets icky when it gets all cut up. So I do try to cut on my CM mat whenever I can. Plus this, I can use the little pads on here to help me position where it's going to go. That looked pretty centered on there. I think it is. We'll just cut this little loopy off the front. Uh-oh. Okay, it just gouged my thing. I felt it. That meant both my feet weren't in the groove. So look what it did to my mat. Oh, it left a little owie. Self-healing, so heal yourself. And then I probably just want to go like from here to here. And I think I want to use my trimmer. Did I mark this? I thought I marked it. I probably could have just cut this with a pair of scissors, but I want a nice straight edge for my little train. Except I want this to be a little bit more kind of whimsical. It's about 3 inches wide by, I gotta start with the 0, 3 by 4. So let's start with the 3 by 4 inch piece. Let me see if I have a smaller scrap. I got this one, that'll be better. Four by 3. And I kind of want to go down, like let's do this like at 1/2 inch right here, and just kind of that. And I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to take this piece and flip it over and trace alongside it and do that back side. And I will just use the other side of this for my little train. I don't see a little front piece. Oh, it's got a tall one, and it's like blue. It's taller than this. But I think I want to do it out of yellow. And so this piece was 3 inches across. I'm going to cut, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to have a scalloped edge. Darn it, I wish I had, oh, I have the new Border Maker cartridge that has a little bit of a scalloped edge. Let me grab that. It's this one. It came out with Your Own Way, which is our new new collection. And that will be perfect. I will just punch, and maybe I'll use this for a couple of them. I can even punch on this end right here where I've already cut out a wheel or a circle, because I don't need, and this is 2 inches, so I'm going to cut 2 of them. Yeah, I'll cut 3. Perfect. Ta-da. I feel like I'm taking you for a walk on the wild side this time. This is a, I don't know if any of you have seen my where I made the ukulele. That's one of my favorites. Okay, it's 3 inches wide right here. I'm going to do it right about here. Not exactly the same angle. That's better. Okay, that's cute. That's cute. That's cute. I think I'll use another piece of this to make a little window in here. And I want it to be maybe just like a 1 by 1.5 inches. Yeah, maybe I want it to be 1 1/4. That's a hard one to measure because that's right at the edge of this line. No, too long. I don't want it that long. All right, there's that. And I think I'm going to make a little frame for it with this same yellow. So I cut that at what? 1 by 1 1/4. No, 1 1/4 by 1 1/2. So I'm going to cut this at 1 3, 1 1/2 by 1 3/4. I need some pink on here. I brought the pink out. Maybe I'll make the wheels pink, or I'll make my front little thing pink. And this is a whole piece. I don't probably need a whole piece. I should probably use a scrap, but this is what was in my scrap bin. So I'm just going to cut like a 1-inch piece of the pink. And we'll have, I'm going to make it mine a little bit shorter than the, about right there. And if I can find my pencil, there it is. I'm going to do kind of the same thing where I'm kind of this is almost the same pink as this pink on there. I don't know if I have, I'm sure I have some Peekaboo Pockets. I know I ordered some just to have at home. I wonder where I put them. Maybe they're still upstairs. I think I'll make the wheels out of this. Oh, and you know what would be good for the wheels? They just look like little concentric circles. But, okay, I'm having fun building a little train. I want a couple little pieces of this to be a little crisscross window frame thing. Although maybe I should cut this into 4 squares and space those on there. Oh, except that's going to be tricky to cut this smaller. I'm going to have to cut it with scissors. And then it's hard to cut it straight, but let's see what we can do. I'm going to cut these. It's 1 1/4. So that's, it's 5/8, and this one's 1 1/2, so that's 3/4. It's that way, and darn it, neither one of them goes that way. Oh, I just have to turn it. 3/4 this way, and 5/8 that way. And I think I'm going to cut it with my 12-inch trimmer. And with a Post-it note. I've got my pencil lines lined up with the cut lines on the trimmer. And then I'm going to stack these two guys. Actually, I'm going to use a little repo. So this is not at all where I thought I was going to go. I've kind of spent these last few days when I was sick and I should have been scrapbooking, but thinking about scrapbooking, and kind of spent these last few days just, you know, scrolling on Pinterest or whatever, trying to get inspired. I had no intention whatsoever of creating a little train. And so sometimes, you know, I love to have an idea to start with. I mean, it makes it really easy when you have an idea. But I want to use real. But sometimes just looking at the pictures is what inspires me. So I don't actually remember which one of these goes where. Oh well, it's a cartoon train, so it's okay if it's a little ski wampus. Oh, cute. Look at that little window. Oh, these are two stuck together. I hope these are two stuck together. Nope. Where's the other piece? Didn't I stick these two together? These are two stuck together. Ha. All right. Look how cute. All right, this is definitely a theme park themed layout. All right, and so now I need some wheels. If we use this size with the circle cutter and I cut I'd like to do a ring, but I have to cut a blue ring and then a green ring and then a red ring. Okay, I'm gonna do pink. And the secret to cutting rings with your custom cutting system is you always have to cut alphabetically. So B has to be before G, which has to be before R. It'll be better if I don't have stuff under my mat. So I'm going to cut two of them in that order, B, G, R, without moving the pattern once I do my first cut, because once you move it, it's really hard to reposition it. Okay, I made sure both of my little pieces were in the ring. So blue, oh, I forgot to take this. It's better if you open these up first, because that way you don't have to risk your thing sliding when you pick up your hands. Making sure that both of my little guys are in the track. No, I slid it a little bit, looks like. Well, it's all right. It's a cartoon. It's a cartoon train. So now if I do my wheels, you know, maybe I do them on yellow. I haven't decided yet. If I can do it like this, I kind of want to do it on the blue, but I think it needs to be on yellow because the blue is not going to show up, so I'll do some of the others. I like my little wheels, and it doesn't matter to me that they're a little bit ski wampus. Although I'm afraid if I keep saying ski wampus, I'm going to have to change my channel title to Scrapbooking with Grandma, because that's a very old-fashioned word. Okay, that one's better because I didn't pick up my hand. How many wheels does a train? I think I want 3. Okay, there we go. So now I feel like in order to get these I need something to adhere these to, and I think I am going to do this same dark sea green, and I'm going to cut the red blade. So it's the biggest circle. I wish there was something in between the red and the green blade. I want more options, more options. You guys know I love my circle cutter, but it doesn't cut this small. And I apologize if I am sniffling. I do try to pause every now and again and blow my nose and whatever, but this cold is just hanging on. Okay. All right, I think we'll do the outsides first, because that way we can just line these up. And I could take the inside ring. Maybe I will. You take the inside ring and use it as a like a placeholder to position the inside ring. So I think I will do that. And that way that one that's a little bit crooked, it won't matter because we don't use this ring. We only use these other rings. Oh well, I'll just use repo. All right, so I used that as a positioner, but it's not stuck down, so I'll just pop it off. Oh yes, this is very fun. So I've been talking to an advisor friend about kind of what things I could do with my channel. And I know that there are people who do not watch Theme Park Thursday because they say, I have no theme park pictures to scrapbook. This doesn't apply to me. And so I've been trying to think what I could do with, you know, something else. So if you have any ideas of something that like a niche that maybe isn't out there yet on in the scrapbooking world, I'd love to have your suggestions about what I could do. And it won't be scrapbooking with grandma. A, because I'm not a grandma. But B, just because I'm not. Okay, so if we do this, sorry, I'm rambling a little bit as I do. Oh, look how cute. All right, so let's get this stuck down. I'm happy. This is making me happy. I love playing with paper. I don't know what it is. You know, I would love to do digital scrapbooking. I have so many friends that do digital scrapbooking. They make such cute things, but look at this little train. It's so cute. And then it's going to pull us behind it. It's going to be darling. So many friends that do digital scrapbooking and they love it. It makes them happy. I'm going to have to cut more wheels, but I'm going to close these up for now. And I've done some digital scrapbooking, but I just don't, I don't get the kind of, like I don't giggle. I don't giggle when I'm digital scrapbooking. And I don't like the finished product as much. I don't like the flatness of it. You know, I know you can put shadows and make it look like it's dimensional, but it's not really the same. So, okay, now we're going to take this thing right here. This is now, oh, it's only 4.5 inches tall. Well, I was going to make these a little bit taller, but let's try 4.5. And I know that I can't go too much bigger than this because it won't fit on the page. So that looks about 6 inches, which is about what I want it to be. I am so excited, y'all, for the new improved trimmer that's going to come out. That's going to go to 6.5 inches. This trimmer is perfectly fine. I can easily fold this out. There's lots of options. I do not need a new trimmer, and yet I have to have it. All right, do we want a corner round? Do we want to just, oh, you know, maybe I want to draw a circle. So I'm going to put this so that the edges, let's see, let's zoom down. The edges of the pattern, whoops, are just right on, they're like touching the sides. And then I'm just going to draw, I went too far. Touching the side. Okay, I'm leaving just a little shadow of daylight. I'm cutting a little too far around the circle, I think. A little more daylight. Yeah. Okay, this one's my last chance. I'll leave like it more like an 1/8. No, that's too much. Okay, this one works, I think. Except I kind of want it to go above and beneath because I think that's the shape of the train cars in this picture. It kind of goes above and below. So we're going to do this, but Or maybe I'll just do it on like this. Thank you for joining me on this episode of how to, oh, sorry. Thank you for joining me on this episode of how to forget to zoom back out. Darn it. I'm sorry, you guys. Okay. I just used this to trace, and yeah. I started to think I was being so funny. Thanks for joining me on this episode of how to make scrapbooking harder than it needs to be. I'm sorry, somebody laughed at that when I said it last time, and now I think I'm funny, so. Still kind of round the edges. I guess I will have to find my corner rounder. Hopefully I put it away. That would be really, really smart of me. All right, so I think I'm gonna do this one. I think I'll do this one in pink with orange wheels, and then I'll do a dark sea green one, and then I'll do an orange one. They all have this orange ceiling. But pink's my favorite. I don't know if it's quite straight. I'd really like to do something with the this little thing along the top here. But I'm not quite sure how to do that. All right, oh, that's not. I'll cover that with a wheel, haha. All right, find the corner rounder. And yay me, it was right where it's supposed to be, right in its little drawer. Oh, I want this one to be actually, I'm gonna round this edge a little bit more. I want this to be the picture of all of us together. All right, this is not a tidy project. I've got too much stuff out here now. This one. I want that to be the first car. It does need something up here. What could we do? I know how to punch using this around the outside of a circle, but I don't know how to do it on the inside of a circle. And that's what I need to, oh, I know what we could do. We're gonna try this. I might be sorry. We're gonna punch along the outside. We're gonna just barely go along the edge right here. And then I'm going to put a circle of this behind it. And this time I am going to use my custom cutting system. And I only need it a little bit. Uh-oh. That is not very straight. I don't think I want that. I think I'm going to do it more like a stripe. That's bigger than I want, I think. And it is 6 inches, so I'm going to do this to 6. Okay, I'm going to cut it at 6.5 inches, but because I'm lazy, I'm going to subtract. And I have learned 12-inch trimmer math. 6.5 plus 5.5 equals 12. So that's my 6.5 inch side. I'm just going to round these corners. I am afraid this is going to be a little bit too... Yeah, I don't like that. It's too obviously not on top. And I think I want this guy to be yellow anyway. So I'm going to cut this. This is 12 inches. I'm going to cut it in half at 6. Look, I folded out my arm. Here's my pattern, which is not straight, I'm realizing. It's, you know, it's up here and down there, which is okay. To have it be a little bit lower in the back, I guess. Actually, I don't think it is. I think I want it to be there. Nope. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. That's all right. Hopefully that makes that straight. And then we'll cut a... Well, actually, I'll put my picture on here first. And maybe we'll leave it just like that, actually. Around the corners. I am going to clean up that edge a little bit because I don't like the sharp point. I'm just going to ease it around. All right, does this fit on a 12-inch page? Yes. I need some. I think I'll do blue backgrounds with orange wheels for this one. And I'm just going to do 2 for the cars, the train cars. And maybe I'll do blue for all of them. I don't know. Haven't decided. I don't think I'm going to do a blue train car. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I can cut the wheels. Oh, I was going to do orange. Let's see. I can cut the wheels out from behind where I'm going to do my train car. All right. I got to look at the picture again of what the... Oh, the back one's more like a caboose. This one has like a... It's kind of the reverse side. Oh. It's the reverse side. The scallops kind of point up. So I could do pink. Scallop. I'm trying to kind of line up the inside with my edge of my thing, but it's Getting tucked back in there. I'm not sure if the angle's going to be right. Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. The problem is I'm going to build this whole train, and then I don't really know what I'm doing with the rest of the page. Did I mention that I've been sick and my brain is maybe not firing on all its cylinders. Okay, so there's that. Where did my little wheels go? Oh no, this one. I want the whole family. This one. So you guys know I'm doing this Disneyland trip here on YouTube for all of you, and I pretty much do only one layout a week. Once in a while, like if I know I'm going to be out of town, I'll try and like pre-position with a couple of layouts ahead of time, but mostly it's all I can do to get one layout a week done. And but I'm working on other things too. You know, I have other scrapbooking projects. So I'm working on my son's brain tumor journey, because I feel like that's something that I want to get done. And I'm almost completely finished with my 2020 family album. I've showed some of those to you, but I'm almost done with that thing. I'm very excited about that. So I just ordered new pictures. Oh, I forgot to do this again. Darn it. Ordered all my 2021. No, Christmas of 2020. Christmas of 2020, still during COVID, we went to Disneyland. Disney World. As a family. During COVID, you had to wear masks. They were really restricting how many people were there. And I got to tell you guys, it was magical. You know that thing I always talk about, how dare anyone else be at Disney when I'm there? There were times when it felt like there was nobody else at Disney with us. So that's what I'll be working on, you know, on my own time. I work a lot faster when I'm not filming it, and I don't know, that's when I use a lot of like pre-made layouts that I get from virtual crops and other people's projects. Yeah, sketches from virtual crops or whatever. But I'm very excited. I just saw the snapfish on the back of the picture, and that reminded me that my snapfish order has been shipped. So, and they had 90% off prints. So I saved a lot of money, even though shipping for my, 1,200 prints was something like $65. It still came to like $85 for 1,000 prints, which is really good. I just worry about this repositionable adhesive not being sticky enough. But I guess the worst that happens, I have to stick this guy back on. All right, the problem is I think this is taller. No, it's not taller than 6 inches. Oh, but if I put the wheels on it, it might be. I kind of would like to do the Peekaboo Pocket, but I don't know if I want to do the Peekaboo Pocket. Ugh. There's a 6 inch right there. If I put it right there and make sure that I keep my wheels so that this is less than 6 inches. I don't like that quite as much, but too bad. Okay, there's my other two. Oh, I really like my little train. I think I am going to do it in Peekaboo Pockets and flip up. So I'll have to put it on the actual page, on the protector. I don't prefer the top load pages. I'm just old school. So I'm gonna have to track some of those down. Okay, I don't know if I want to put the blades back in after all. So now I've got to do my other two little train cars, but I don't know if you guys want to watch this. They're kind of going to be the same. They're kind of going to be different. I'm just kind of playing around with it. The wheels will be exactly the same, so you don't have to watch me do that. I'm going to clean this up. Even I have limits of how crazy my desk can be. All right, so we've got a yellow, and I think I'll do an orange, and then I'll do my little caboose. Maybe I'll do my caboose in the dark sea green. So if we do orange, and I think I want this one not to be, oh, I haven't done a pink one yet though. I don't think I want this one to be as tall. I don't know how I feel about that down there. That's a little close to the edge, but I needed to do it down there to fit in the 6 inches. So that'll be how it has to be. Unless I want to scoot this up and trim a little bit off. No, I've got that stuck to the, it's stuck to the picture, so it is what it is. Maybe I should fit, right, do not feed the animals on here. I think it says that on one of the cars, actually. All right, we'll do orange. Okay, I figure if you guys don't want to watch, you can fast forward. I'll do this one that's, I think that one, the first one was 4.5, right? 4.5 by, I don't want it to be 6. I'm going to go at 5.5. And I'm going to round the corners. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe this one will just be simpler. I've lost one of my pictures already. Oh, there it is. I'll put them at the back. That'll be cute. So yeah, I think I'm just going to do this one pretty plain. Actually, this one I can probably cut in a little bit more. These are only 5 and a, like 5.25 inches. So I've got a little bit of wiggle room. Oh, I wonder if I could do a little top piece. It's like a little canopy. It's a little hard to round the corners on both sides, whoops, when it's this narrow. That's all right. Make sure that you're straight along one edge. You put that on top. Oh, you know what? I could cut it with a decorative blade. Which one? I think I'm gonna, maybe I'll use the wave blade. I'm really liking Rhythm and Twist. If you haven't got those yet, they're very fun. But I think this time I'm going to use the wave blade. Let's see if I can trim this guy down. Just a smidge. So I'm lining it up on the second line right here. The first line closest to the logo is where it actually cuts. And this one, the second line, is like 1/8 of an inch. All right, so I cut this little tiny sliver off. And I'll put this right here. Actually, I think I'll put it all the way at the top. All right, that one was much faster than the other two were. And this one, I kind of want it to look like a caboose. I'm going to cut just a hair off this side and a hair off this side. And I'm going to use the dark green dark sea green. Again, I'm going to go to, I want this to be a little taller. I'm going to go to 5, but I hope I don't use all the, oh darn it, I had my wavy blade in it. I didn't want the wavy blade in. Don't do that. Remember to swap your blades back out. All right, so I did it at 5. We're going to cut it at 4 3/4. So I get my straight edge. And I actually could maybe cut some of the top of their little, that ceiling off. I keep wanting to call it a roof, but it's a ceiling. And the caboose like has a little flat peaked roof over the top of it. And I think what I want to do, I cut this guy at 5 1/2. Let's see, what my pictures now is cut to like 4 5/8. So I think I'm gonna cut to 5 1/2. And then once again, I'm gonna kind of come in. Let's see, I need a ruler. I'm gonna measure like a 1/4 inch over. And I'm just gonna kind of do that same kind of slightly wavy thing I did on the well, maybe I want to go all the way to the back to the outside. Do that kind of shape, and then I'm going to put a little ceiling on the top. That way. And by using my negative space piece, it gives me a much easier chance of getting the shape to look the same. All right, so I've been working on this for an hour, and that's an awfully long time. Oh, now it's a little close in. I'll cut a smidge more off here. And I'll do a pink roof. No. Yes, I'll do a pink roof. I'll cut this piece right here. No, that's not quite big enough. I'm gonna cut a whole piece that's 1 1/2 inches. And actually I want to cut a piece of scrap paper because I want a roof. I'm cut it from 1/2 inch to 1 inch right here. I don't want to fold my cardstock because the fold in cardstock doesn't like become invisible later. Not that it ever, becomes invisible, but you know what I mean? Okay. We're going to cut 1/2 inch off the top of this. And then we're going to cut the right size. That's bigger than I want. I want it to be like right here. Usually when I look at my timer and it shows that I've been over an hour, I'm like, well, I got lots of stuff I can snip out. I don't have lots of stuff this time that I can snip out. I'm a little bit worried about that. This be down here. Trying to see if I can see the pencil lines. It's on that side. Okay. Does not look straight to me. We'll put this on a straight line. We'll put this on a straight-ish line. That's not centered. Ah. Center right there. I'm going to come in like this. All right, and then I want to do a little top piece. That's maybe 2 inches wide. Oops. Didn't quite cut it all the way through. That has another little, can I have another? Oh, you know, I'm going to cut this. And I just want to cut a little, I want the same kind of angle. You know, I want it bigger than this 2-inch piece, right? So I want it to be right there. I don't know if this was straight to start out with or not, but oh. Okay. It's too wide. I want that a little bit skinnier. Where are those Post-it notes I had? Still sticky. I did double check to make sure that I had a straight blade in there. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's cute. All that effort I went to making sure that was centered. Very cute. Okay, let me cut some wheels for these and find some Peekaboo Pockets, and I'll be back. So I thought I would try to pre-cut some things before I came back, just because this video is running long, but I'm having a little bit of a hiccup with my train tracks punch, and I wanted to kind of show you what I have to do to make it work. It punches fine, but then the trains get stuck in it, and I have to just kind of whack it on my table a couple of times. I don't know what's going on with it, why it's like it does it every time. And apparently 3 is the magic number, that I have to just smack it 3 times to get it to come out. So, yeah, I just whack it on the table. I don't know if it's just unique to mine or if that's something that is happening with other people's. All right, but I did remember to punch on a piece of paper so that most of my little punch confetti could go away. And I don't know, I probably could have gotten, I thought about just punching one and then putting these. No, that's going to be better with the train tracks like that. But I did find my Peekaboo Pockets, and so I want to cut this in half and have 2 6-inch sections. And I decided I would just do white for the, oh, maybe I should do green for the train because it's all around all this green stuff. Now, I think I'm just going to do white because white doesn't require me to do any more thinking. But I think I pulled out this. I have some of this Totally Tonal Baby Blue. And I think I'm going to use this for the background because I wanted something kind of sky-esque. And I have the ombre paper. I have both of them. So we could do kind of the ombre paper at the top and then the train at the bottom. And then when you fold it up, underneath will be blue. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. The other one is this one that I was kind of thinking, oh, I kind of like the polka dots. Darn it. Give it some personality. I do it on the polka dot paper with the little trains down here at the bottom. And even though I measured, look, my 2 pieces are not, like, they're not the same height. So I know that paper has a tolerance, and maybe the white paper has more of a tolerance, but I can't live with that. They need to be the same. So now they're the same. I think I'm going to use the polka dots. And I am going to need to do these, put these on my page in order to make the Peekaboo Pockets work. I think I like it like that. So we're going to do this part second. This is already a very long video, so my apologies. But we're going to put the train together first, and that's going to be the fun part. The rest, I think I'm just going to, you know, arrange some pictures and be happy. Ooh, I'm almost out of Repo Refill. Good thing it's back in stock. And I'm going to put this, oh, this little piece needs a trim. I'm going to put this right at the end, right at the bottom of the page. And I chose to punch it in just gray. And then we'll put our train. Uh-oh. Go down a little bit more. That doesn't fit on my 6-inch. It barely fits like that. So we're going to cross our fingers that this works. Oh, I didn't get the edges very clean. There we go. All right, you got to admit, that thing is pretty darn cute. Sorry, maybe you don't have to admit it, but I think it's pretty darn cute. Okay, there we go. I can put both of them on the same row. Let me put a little bit more adhesive under this guy. I do want something kind of connecting the cars, but maybe I'll just use a little sliver of that dark sea green. And I'm kind of going between the 1/8 and the 1/4. The 1/4 is outside of the mat. I don't want it to be a full quarter, but I think 1/8 is too small. I actually was thinking for a minute about using the heartbeat chain and punching this little piece right there. I thought that would have been cute in between, but I don't think I have room for it. So just a straight little piece is what we're going to do. Actually, I don't even need that whole piece, but uh-oh, I went off the edge. I think that's too high. What do you think? I think it needs to be down lower. Yeah, that's better. Oh, look how fun this is. Oh, this one I messed up a little bit. Look, I double punched. I wasn't on my triangle. This one actually is looking a little, a lot of these are looking a little sloppy. I was having trouble with this one. So I'm going to put the side that's not as pretty on the top because it's mostly all covered by trains. Actually went off the edge a little bit. I think it must have done on this side too. Yep, sure enough. Okay, so we got these trains, and then we'll put, this is the caboose. Oh, I need this. Yeah, okay, that's touching a little bit. I'm going to cut this one a little smaller. And it will just line up with the, I'm just kind of trying to mimic the same curve. And I'll put it so it's just right on the edge of the paper. And then this has room right there. No, it barely fits too. All right, so there's my train. How cute is that train? How cute is that train? And now at an hour and 33 minutes, now I have to kind of actually put my layout together. But basically what it's going to mean is that I have room to put all those pictures of the train, the things that we, saw from the train. I think I am still going to put the these at the top on the train. And the Casey Jr. sign, where that went, kept referencing it, and so then it got out of its spot. These got taken off the side. So I think I'll still use this one, and maybe this one, kind of like this, on top of the polka dots. going to trim it down a smidge so that it fits. Oh, I'm a little zoomed too close, sorry. All right. Because frankly, most people aren't going to care to look at the rest of this layout. That's you know, all the pictures of the train. But this way I can put the other picture, like a Princeton waving, and I think there was the one of him and Michelle together. I don't think I need to put that guy because that's the same as that. I think I'll do these two. I'm going to cut this. These are 6 inches. I think I would like these to be 5 inches. So if I cut a 1/2 inch off the top and a 1/2 inch off the bottom, and this one I'm going to cut just so that I don't cut off that little weather vane, and then cut it to 5 inches. I think I'm going to trim this just a smidge here too. And then I'll journal up here, and then we will do this layout with the 2 of them, because that's cute. I think I already have that. Yeah, I think I'm not going to make you watch. I'm just going to like stick my pictures down. I'm not going to do anything fancy. And I'm going to journal, and then I'll come back and I'll show you kind of how it all ended up. Okay, so I've got this mostly done. I did some journaling. I just said we're probably not the target audience for the Casey Jr. Circus train, but we don't have it at home in Florida, and it gives Nicole an extra chance to see all the miniature scenes along the Storybook Land Canal. So we all squeezed into a circus animal's car cage and went for a ride. And then on this side, I've already put down my little Peekaboo Pocket so that you can, you know, flip it up. And I wanted to show you how to do that. I've seen people do it a couple of different ways, and one thing that's nice is they've changed the peel off strip now so that it's white. It used to be clear, and it was really hard for people to see where it was to peel off. I had several people say, mine doesn't have a peel off strip. You want it to, it opens from the back, so you want to put the front side facing that peel off strip. And when I first started using Peekaboo Pockets, I didn't know this, and I would stick it down, you know, like this. But then I watched a video from our CEO, Allison Dutton, and she said that the object is that you fold this over. And so now this is basically enclosed in here, and then you can stick it to your page. It's easier, I think, if you're doing pocket pages, but it's not that hard with other pages. But don't stick it so that it's open, because then, you know, stuff could fall out or whatever. But always want to fold this over, and then that closes in your little peekaboo. So I'm going to peel off. Oh, also, because of this edge, when you do it this way, you want it to line up with your page protector. But because I don't want it to go onto these little jeeping edges, I'm going to just take my microchip scissors and just trim off just kind of this little bit right here where it's got the little seam. I don't think you have to, but then it's going to stick to your jeeping, and I don't want that because the paper inside is 12 inches, and then you got this kind of 1/8 of an inch, so this is like 12 1/4 inches. And I was going to put it straight down along the bottom, but then I realized there's no reason that I need to do that, so I actually left about 1/4 inch gap. I'm just going to line these up next to each other, peel off my adhesive. You do have a little bit of grace, and then I'm going to just make sure that it's straight along this edge. Oh, my page protector's not quite all the way on. That it's straight on this edge. I did mention you have a little bit of grace, right? And I've had to like pick these up and move them. Uh-oh, I think that picture's down too low. Both of these are down too low. I'm gonna have to scoot those up. So now I'm just gonna have to, actually it's a lot easier to put page protectors on from the inside edge because it doesn't have this little point. So I'm just gonna scoot these guys up a smidge. I made the mistake of not lining them up next to the ones on the other side of the layout when I stuck my pictures down. I just stuck them down. And we'll slide this back on. All right, and then I've got my little train, so you can pick this up and see the other pictures. I didn't journal or anything on here, and it's just plain. I just stuck the pictures down. And I did go back and frame this picture. I trimmed a little, like a 1/4 inch off, so I could put a little 1/8 of an inch frame to kind of give it a little bit more attention, that this is kind of the title of the page. But I'm happy with it. I really had fun making the train. I'm sorry, I got lots of lights down here. I tried to turn off, oh, those are my big overhead lights. I can't turn those off, but this is why I don't like to have page protectors on when we're doing my class, because I don't want you to have the glare. But I love the train. I had so much fun. It was worth the 2 hours and 55 seconds that my screen is telling me. So I'm going to snip out as much of it as I can. So here it is, episode 28, the Casey Jr. Circus Train. I keep wanting to call it the mine train, but it's not a mine train. It's a circus train. I had a lot of fun with this. This is probably one of the more fiddly layouts I've done, but I think it was worth it. I had so much fun with it. Hopefully by next week I won't be sick anymore and my voice won't sound like this, and I'll have more energy and thoughts about scrapbooking. I think next week we get to the part of the trip where Alex and Princeton and I decided that we were tired and we went back to our hotel and took a nap. So I left the girls kind of on their own, and so they had some adventures while we were gone. So that'll be the next couple of layouts. But for now, Casey Jr. Mine Train, we're still having a great old day at Disneyland from our trip in May 2022. So thanks so much for watching this long video. I'd love your feedback. Would you ever do something like this crazy train, or is it just me being on the crazy train? So thanks for watching, and I'll see you back here next week for another edition of Theme Park Thursday.